Okay, I did do my non-spoiler review for this, but I have to do a spoiler for this movie because we have a lot to talk about. Let's start from my dog background. So, Wicked for Good is the follow-up to Wicked Part 1, which came out last year, just from last year, and stars the same actors, Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Ethan Slater, Jonathan Bailey, Jeff Goldblum, Michelle Yeoh, and Marissa Boyd, and directed again by John M. Chu. And this time, Elphaba, played by Cynthia Erivo, she's now dubbed the Wicked Witch of the West because all of Oz have turned against her thanks to Madame Morrible and the Wizard, played by Michelle Yeoh and Jeff Goldblum. And Glinda, played by Ariana Grande, is now the head leader of Oz. She's now like the good witch, apparently. And Madame Morrible actually announces Glinda and Fiyero are getting married, even though Fiyero, now this is going to be confusing as hell, Fiyero is actually in love with Elphaba, and Glinda was always in love with Fiyero, but he has more connection with Elphaba than her. And this, of course, absolutely devastates Glinda, because all Glinda wants, in my honest opinion, is love, but she never got that, because she's like the people pleaser of Oz, and you can clearly tell she's a people person, because everyone loves her, she's so popular, everyone wants to be with her, but she's kind of just down inside, like she's kind of like, I suppose she's kind of like lost inside, you know what I mean? And throughout the entire movie there's like a lot of spins in the movie, so let's start with the first one. Nessa, played by Marissa Boyd. Okay, so this woman is now the governess of Munchkinland, right? And she is still, I kid you not, obsessed with Bach, which is this guy here. And of course, Nessa's like, oh, I want Bach to fall madly in love with me. And of course, Bach is in love with Glinda. And he's actually greater in real life. Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande are actually an item in real life, so that's no big surprise. So, like I said, there's like this big whole love twist going on. So you've got love triangle going on. You've got Bach is in love with Glinda, Fiyero's in love with Elphaba, yet Glinda's in love with Fiyero and Elphaba's in love with Fiyero. It gets really confusing. But again, like, Bach is in love with Glinda, and he's devastated that she's getting married to Fiyero. And of course, Nessa is absolutely pissed for this. She's like, oh, there must be some way to make him fall in love with me like we did in the old Just Dance thing. So she, of course, uses Elphaba's Grimmery book, and of course it transforms Bach into, you guess it, the Tin Man. And now he's like out for revenge, and he's hating on everyone, and he's hating on Nessa, and he's hating on Elphaba, and hating on Glinda, and Glinda's there in shock to say, what is going on here? And then Fiyero, on the other hand, he's now like the captain of Munchkinland as well. And Madame Morbid's like, oh, you're gonna get married to Elpha, not Elpha, Glinda. And he's like, I don't want to get married to Glinda. I mean, he said to her, like, yeah, I'll marry her, but you can clearly tell that he's in love with Elphaba. So then he's like, okay, I'm going with her. And poor Glinda, God rest her soul, is literally heartbroken. She is literally sobbing and sobbing and sobbing in her wedding dress. I mean, if I was her, would you think I'd talk to Elphaba again after I realised that she went off with my man? Fuck no. I'd be like, just go, oh, you can melt how you want, bitch, because I don't care. But, I mean, it was pretty obvious in part 1 that Fiyero was always in love with Elphaba anyway. And then, of course, the Garrus gets pissed off with him, and then, of course, he ends up being nailed to a pole in this like nearby field. And of course Elphaba decides to cast a spell on him so that she'd save his life, because he'd be dead otherwise than that. So then I'll get to him in a while now, but something happens to him, and I'll get to him later on again because I've no photo of him now, but I'll tell you again. Let's go on to, the worst part of the movie. And I hate to say this, but these two here were absolutely terrible, in my honest opinion. I mean, Madame Morrible, Michelle Yeoh, she is a good actress. I liked her in Last Christmas, but her singing voice is absolutely terrible. It's just so annoying. And then Jeff Goldblum, yeah, the guy, he sings bad. I know he can play like the piano and the banjo and all that. He's good at that. when it comes to singing, he's god awful. Speaking of Jeff Goldblum, there is a twist in this movie where it's revealed that he is actually Elphba's father, and it cuts to a flashback, and I swear to God, the CGI on Jeff Goldblum as a young man would give you a few nightmares. I was like, what is going on? I mean, he looked you can clearly tell it was a deep fake or CGI. It was absolutely horrific to watch. And he's like just going, oh dear. He's like, oh God, oh what have I done? Oh what have I done? And here's me going, well dude, you did she could boom boom to her mother, so what do you expect, like? And he's like drinking the elixir himself, and I was like, does he want to turn green now or what? But yeah, I mean, regardless, they were still good, so yeah. And then there's this scene that I swear to God had me in a chokehold, and it reminds me of that episode from Doctor Who Doomsday where Elphaba closes the door on Glinda, and the two of them are like this and like and here's me going, there is no way that they're fake crying this scene, because they were literally crying for real, because Cynthia is like a bodyguard to Ariana Grande. She's like this to her. And it clearly shows in the movie that the two of them are like this, that they're like besties for life, and it's clearly showing. But the part where Elphaba gets melted by Dorothy, and by the way, you do not see Dorothy at all in this movie whatsoever. She sort of talks here and there, but you don't see her at all in the movie. You just see the back of her head, her shoes, that's it, because Dorothy ends up getting Nessa's shoes, which are now silver in this one, yet in the Wizard of Oz they're actually ruby slippers. So Glinda of course watches in horror as she thinks that Elphaba's actually dead. Spoiler, she didn't die at all, she actually survived the melting, so I guess water's not her weakness after all. And then herself and Fiyero end up like leaving Oz forever, and they go like in this kind of desert island thing, and she has like this thing like she's mourning or something, and herself and Fiyero walk off together in the desert, and that's pretty much it. But now let's get back to Fiyero, because I have something to say about him. Yeah, and it clearly shows why Jonathan Bailey was voted Sexiest Man Alive, because there's one scene in this movie where he's actually shirtless, singing As Long As You're Mine with Cynthia Erivo, and here's me going, this man may be a homosexual, but by God is he so charming and charismatic. Dare I say he's up there with Hugh Jackman. He is literally the new Hugh Jackman in my eyes, because that man, oh boy, his singing is actually good as well, but he never looked so good in this movie, and he was pure shirt, and here's me going, this is a kids movie, right? Because there was actually kids watching this movie today with me, and here's me going, what in the name of God is going on? Sorry for my dog barking. But I was like, what in the name of God is going on? And another thing I want to say about Jonathan Bailey. When Jonathan Bailey becomes a scarecrow in this movie, I swear to God, he looks like Ryan Reynolds. I was like, Ryan Reynolds, is that you? Why are you there banging the trap door and saying, oh yeah, you can come out now if everyone's gone? I'm like just going, Ryan Reynolds, why are you doing in Wicked part 2, aka Wicked for Good? Why are you doing here? Did Jonathan Bailey like just dub you and you're just the motion captured scarecrow? Is that how it works? Because I swear to God, he looked like Ryan Reynolds' Duppelganger. It's just insane. I mean, the makeup was actually good for him as a scarecrow, but he looked like Ryan Reynolds. And now I can't unsee it. I'm like, oh my God, Ryan Reynolds. So, yeah. But yeah, and also the lion is voiced by Coleman Domingo. He hasn't that much to say. And that's pretty much all the spoilers I have to say to you. So, is as good as the first part? Not really, because there's a lot going on. Like, there's a lot of flashbacks going on. There's a lot of songs going on. But the visuals are stunning. The action's still good. Cynthia Erivo, that woman should get every single award because she's just amazing. Ariana Grande, acting shopping wise, she kind of acts like Jennifer Lopez. You know that Jennifer Lopez always cries in every movie? That's pretty much what she does as well. But she's actually a good actress and she's a good singer as well. Will I watch part 2 of this again? Absolutely. But again, you have to watch part 1 first before I watch the second part. So yeah, I give it 7 out of 10. It's not as good as the first part, but I still liked it. I still watch it again. So that's my spoiler review of Wicked for Good. Then when it comes to Melody, did you see it or not? Yes.